Hey, what's going on, Aries? Butch Tarot here. I'm going to do your read for the remainder of March. It is a general read, so it will not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. If you're looking for a private read, a more in-depth read, um, all my descriptions in the description box. It as well as my Instagram and Facebook. So feel free to check me out there. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And always feel free to comment down below. Universe, what do we have for Aries? What is going on with Aries? What can we see for Aries universe? It's coming toward them the next 2 weeks. All right. So first thing I see, Aries, is we have someone from your past. Someone from your past. Someone that I feel like this person in your past, I feel like there was a lot of mistrust. I feel like they didn't trust you. You know, I have the Seven of Swords. I feel like they were very jealous. I feel like they thought there was things going on behind the scenes that they weren't aware of. They thought you were being sneaky. And because of that, I feel like they left you out in the cold. You know, I feel like there was some things surrounding the situation that had them questioning your loyalty. I feel like they were waiting for, they wanted to move forward with this. They wanted this to move forward, and it wasn't moving forward because I feel like you didn't like the fact that they didn't trust you. You didn't like the fact that they were always kind of accusing you and just assuming you were up to no good. But like I said, I feel like they went cold on you because they didn't trust you. And because they didn't trust you, like I said, they walked away from this. I feel like the trust that they had, it wasn't because of you. It was because of a tower moment that they had gone through in the past. I feel like in the past, there was someone that had cheated on them. You know, we have the Knight of Wands. You know, I feel like they've been played in the past, and they misread. They weren't trusting their intuition. They misread the situation. You know, I feel like this is something that they've been working on, because I have them. They still think about you all the time. They're starting to realize that it was in balance. It wasn't to do with you. It was in balance in them with that Libra energy. They still think about you. They still want to be with you. You know, they still want to come forward. And I feel like they've been putting in a lot of work lately to deal with some issues that they had. And I feel like they've made a lot of changes. Now, this is not somebody from, you know, this isn't recent. I feel like this is somebody from fairly, fairly far back. Because I feel like over the last few months or even the last year, they've been putting a lot of work in to realize what it is that they can do to move forward in their life. Because I feel like they have trust issues in general. It had nothing to do with you, but I feel like you got sick of it. But like I said, they weren't trusting their intuition. They needed to go off and deal with things on their own. They needed to take that step back, focus on what it is that they want, and focus it on what is real and what is just something they've concocted in their head because of, like I said, because of that tower moment. They had somebody that was playing them in the past. And they have trust issues. But I'm here to tell you, they still think about you. Like I said, with that Four of Cups, they still think about you all the time. And they want to be better. Aries, I'm going to tell you this. Genuinely, I believe what is going on here. I believe that they're genuinely trying to change. And I feel like they've made a lot of changes. I feel like this step away, this break that they've taken away from you, I feel like this has only made, the love that they have for you stronger. And they realize that they can't do that. They can't. It's not your fault that they don't trust. And that's the part of the changes they've went through. They started to realize that this is something that is on them. Just because of a past person, they were holding you accountable, and that wasn't fair to you. And they're starting to realize that, Aries. I feel like you guys had this conversation. You even told them. I feel like right away you're going to know who I'm talking about, because this is somebody that you knew had a bad history, that had been mistreated in the past. And I feel like you even knew that your intuition was telling you that they honestly don't believe that you were being suspicious or you were being sneaky. But it was something that was, hammered into them from the past. I feel like you knew they loved you. And I feel like the more and more this went on, I feel like it was kind of something that you knew was coming. You knew that they needed to work on themselves. And like I said, I feel like they walked away. They went cold on you. I don't feel like they did it maliciously. I feel like they did it, like I said, because I feel like they're in their head way too much about this. They have a lot of trust issues. They had a lot of trust issues. But genuinely, I do see them making an effort, a strong effort. And I feel like they made a lot of changes thus far. I feel like maybe when you guys got in a relationship or when you guys were heading toward a relationship in the past, I feel like it was fairly recent after that tower moment for them. And maybe it's possible, it's quite possible that they weren't ready. They seen you as somebody that they really wanted to be with. I feel like they had feelings for you right away. And that's why they kind of went ahead and went with this anyway. I feel like it was bad timing. I feel like they weren't ready. They weren't ready for something new. They wanted to be ready, but they really weren't. But I feel like this time away, I feel like they really, they really made some real strides, and they really kind of closed some doors, and they've evolved. I genuinely see that they're better at handling the situation now. They're starting to realize that it's not fair to you. It wasn't fair to you to blame you for things that you weren't even doing. But like I said, they still got love for you. They still got all kinds of love for you. They're starting to trust their intuition and realize that in order for this to move forward, there has to be trust. 100% there has to be trust. Just because somebody did them wrong in the past, they can't hold you accountable for that. But like I said, I do see them reaching out coming up in the next 2 weeks. I feel like this is something they've been waiting. I feel like you both been kind of waiting for this. I feel like you missed them. I feel like the good times were good times. You guys had good times together. You guys had a lot of feelings toward each other. This was somebody that you thought was that one person. And like I said, I feel like once they reach out and make that offer and let you know they're still thinking about you and let you know that they want to, reconcile and at least try to make this work, because they're not over you. Like I said, we have that Cancer energy. A lot of forward movement there. I feel like once this all kind of mows over and you take that, they come towards you, they make that offer. I feel like it's going to be slow at first. I feel like they're going to maybe text, maybe call, maybe even just message, just kind of quick, to the point, kind of slowly, kind of, testing the waters. But I feel like once this starts moving, it's going to move really fast. I feel like you guys are going to get back to where you were and be in a better place now. I feel like they're ready. Like, I feel like I genuinely feel like they're ready. And I feel like you guys are making a good couple. I feel like this is a power couple. I do see a lot of happiness. And like I said, once the communication starts again, you're going to feel that magic again. I feel like deep down you've been kind of waiting for this person to get their shit together and maybe someday come back to you. Because like I said, I feel like you guys had a deep connection. I feel like you guys got along great. I feel like you guys, made each other laugh. You had a really good time. And they ruined it with their jealousy. But like I said, it was no reflection on you. It's a reflection on their past and how they weren't truly over it. But now I feel like they are. I feel like they've come a long way. Like I said, they put in the work. They made a lot of changes. Like I said, they're going to reach out to you. It's going to move forward. Like I said, at first it's going to be a little bit slow. I feel like it's going to be little small texts, maybe even, hey, how you doing? How you been? Kind of thing. And then it's going to grow. And once it starts moving, it's going to move really fast. I do see you guys getting back to a good place really quickly. I feel like once they reach out, you're going to feel that magic again, that special feeling that they gave you, because I feel like, this was something that was special. And this was something that I feel like it was meant to be. I feel like the timing was wrong. I feel like they weren't over that tower moment. They moved too fast. Because they seen you and they had that attraction to you. They felt like they were ready to move on. And I mean, everybody makes that mistake. Not everybody, but a lot of people make that mistake. Just out of a bad relationship, we meet someone genuine, someone that we really like, and we move too fast. And it doesn't always work out. Usually it doesn't work out because of the fact that we weren't ready. We have to get all our ducks in a row before we move forward. And like I said, I feel like they jumped a little too quickly in with you, and they weren't ready. They felt like they were ready. They weren't trusting their intuition because, like I said, I feel like it was fairly quick that all of a sudden they started having the jealousy, trust issues. And I feel like that drove you crazy. And I feel like eventually, like I said, they walked away. They kind of went cold. Or maybe you went cold on them. But either way, they've had some time to do some soul searching with that Four of Swords. Like I said, they took that step back. They figured out what it is that they were doing wrong. They figured out how they have to move forward. And like I said, they do a lot of work. And I feel like, genuinely, I feel like they did put in the work. They're not just going to come to you and act like they're somebody that has changed. I feel like it's genuine. I feel like they're being honest. And like I said, the cards are telling me that they've made a lot of changes. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you. But know that this person, when they come back, they are going to be genuine. They put a lot of work to get to the point that they are now. And they're only going to keep working. I don't feel like it's going to be the same. I feel like it was just bad timing in the past. I feel like you guys were meant to meet. But I feel like it moved too fast in the past. I feel like They weren't trusting their intuition. When their intuition in the past, I felt like their intuition was telling them, you're not ready for this. Take it slow, and they didn't heed that warning. But that's what I have for you, Aries. Thanks for watching. Be good.